friends, how are you doing today? I am doing super D duper. Yeah, just like Bonnie.
That's super D duper.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling good today. And why am I feeling good today? Because I went to our local Savers and I picked up some stuff. Yeah, I picked up some movies. Of course I picked up some movies. This is what this channel's all about, me picking up movies and music. I'm pretty happy with these. A couple of these were a shocker. A couple of them a little bit mind-blowing. Sometimes what I love about Savers, you never know what you're going to find. You never know. You never know what people are getting rid of. You never know what people no longer want in their collection. And who am I to not grab onto that, their loss, my find, loving it. Okay, first pickup. Now, listen, don't judge me. Okay, don't judge me, because there's a story behind every pickup I make. And I'm going to tell you what the story is. So don't judge me off the bat, because the first one I'm going to show you, you're going to be like, why? And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, and the first one is Richard Simmons. Love yourself and win. 6 steps to self-esteem, permanent weight loss. Why did I buy this? Number one, I am always looking for something to motivate me to lose weight. I need to lose some weight. I'll tell you right now, I crop these things for when I'm editing this stuff, and my head's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm telling you right now, I have a hard time editing myself. You guys have no idea what stress it is to edit myself for these videos, because I don't like looking at myself. I don't like listening to myself talk. You might enjoy it, and if you do, hit the subscribe button, because I want to keep making them as long as you keep liking them. But I have a hard time, and I'm sure other people have a hard time. But if you have to sit there and edit yourself, there's a problem. So I like me some Richard Simmons. I think Richard Simmons is a motivational speaker. He was definitely a motivational speaker back in the day, and I enjoyed listening to him motivationally speak. I think he's very funny. If you look up YouTube videos, especially YouTube videos, Richard Simmons on David Letterman, hilarious. Hilarious. You are going to laugh out loud. He is out of his mind, and with him and David Letterman together, just unbelievable. So I saw this on a shelf. It's factory sealed. I mean, it's probably been sitting there for a long time, or somebody had this in their collection for a long time. And it says never before released. Okay. Insight and secrets from Richard Simmons, the Time Life video. I don't know. I did watch a YouTube thing about it, see whether or not it was going to be halfway decent, me watching it or whatever. And it's a bunch of ex-heavy people or heavy people sitting at the table, and he's giving his motivational speeches or whatever, and they're telling their stories. That's pretty much what it is. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a talk show type feel about it. Hey, for $1, sold. Yeah, that's what I can say about that. And I like Richard Simmons. I think he's motivational. Man, maybe he'll motivate me to get up and do something. All right, next one. Okay, this to me was a find of the century, months, weeks, whatever. This was the find, okay? This is, okay, factory sealed, okay? Sealed. The Blu-ray collection of Elvis. You get Jailhouse Rock, you get Viva Las Vegas, and you get Elvis on Tour. 3 movie set. I paid $3.99 for this. Sealed. Blu-ray. Now, I already own every Elvis movie on DVD. And I've watched none. Not a one Elvis movie have I ever watched, except for the documentary ones. I like the documentary ones, but I have not watched any of his regular active movies, because I hear that they're not that great. But I own them because I'm an Elvis fan, and I love Elvis's music, so I probably should dive into. My wife the other day, she's like, actually, it wasn't the other day. It was when I purchased things. She's like, I never seen an Elvis movie. I'm like, you know what? Neither have I. I mean, Jailhouse Rock is black and white. I don't know whether or not that's going to be something that I'm going to be like. I like black and white movies. I like the old, Three Stooges, stuff like that. But I mean, an hour and a half, 2 hours of a black and white movie. I don't know. Maybe. Viva Las Vegas. I don't know. I mean, and the Elvis on Tour, I'll probably watch that on Blu-ray, because Elvis on Tour is a documentary about Elvis being on tour. But what a find, man. This is a find. I was excited. I saw this on the shelf. It was sticking out like that. And I'm like, no way. And I'll tell you, it's one of these where the price was over here on this side, and I took it off. There's a little sticker thing there. And I'll show you on one of the other ones, because I still have to stick around one of the others. But I didn't even care. In my head, I'm like, okay, this is the most this is going to be is $5. I mean, I'm going to pay $5 for it. It's an Elvis Blu-ray set, and it's an upgrade from my Elvis DVDs that I've never watched. So now I got Elvis Blu-rays that I'm never going to watch. And it's in this nice little tight package, and it's a Blu-ray quality. So I mean, even if I'm not watching the Elvis movies, if I'm gonna stop, maybe I should stop watching them with these two movies. I almost feel like it's a sign. It's a sign. You watch Jailhouse Rock and Viva Las Vegas, and you might become in love with the Elvis movies and stop watching them. I don't know, but look at that thing. I mean, look at the cover. I mean, it's a shiny cover. I mean, I don't even know how it lasted. Well, the thing is, you know what? I don't know if you ever been to Savers. They have like this little trolley that the lady comes out with, a trolley full of movies and stuff. And she was still putting the stuff out. So I think I got there right at the perfect time. Plus they were doing a yellow tag sale, you know. One of the ladies in the back, I didn't even know this was even a thing, but one of the ladies like further in the back, she's like, "What color is it today?" And she's like, "Yellow." And I'm like, "What?" And I look at the wife, I'm like, what does that mean? What's this? She's like, "Oh, that's the color of the discount. I guess everything's half off or whatever if it's a yellow tag." Unfortunately, this was not a yellow tag, but I was like, that's a thing at Savers. A certain day they got a yellow tag, and I guess it's a different color tag. Yellow. I noticed that some of the tags are purple, yellow, so they must have a purple tag sale and yellow tag sale. So you never know. But I just got there when she was putting this cart out, and of course there's like there's 2 or 3 of these other people digging through the cart, but she must have put this thing out, and I walked by, I'm like, wow. I mean, when it comes to me and collecting, and I see things like this, I mean, wow, that was it. I'm like, no brainer. Pick it up. All right, next thing I found on the shop. So I'm looking at. I got the Elvis. I got it in my hand. I'm happy about the Elvis. I got my Richard Simmons in my hand. And I'm like, Richard Simmons, $1. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch it, give it a shot. Then I look down and I see this National Lampoon's Class Reunion. What is this? Oh my gosh, National Lampoon's Class Reunion. The only National Lampoon's movies I knew were Animal House and vacation movies. But obviously, the Lampoons have put out other movies besides that. And I know that there was a lot of other National Lampoon's movies. See, now I'm giving you wrong information because I know that they did a bunch of movies like in the 90s. But I didn't really... It's almost like American Pie movies. You know, American Pie 1, 2, 3, and 4 was American Pie movies. And if you go past 4... they don't have the same people in them. They don't have the same characters. They don't have the same, it's not the original chemistry, you know what I mean? Then you just end up with like one character, you know? It's almost like when Saved by the Bell went to Saved by the Bell the next class and all they took was Screech, you know what I mean? It's not the same feel, you know what I mean? So I didn't even know what this was or this was a thing or whatever, but I was like, I'm going to go check it out. And I actually put this in last night and I watched it. And it was pretty good. It's actually it's a comedy, but it's, about this these group of kids in high school and everything. They play a prank on one of the kids, and this is right at the beginning of the movie, so I'm not giving anything away. They tell him he's got to wear a bag on his head, and he's got to go to this. It's a Lampoon's movie, so it's going to be a little bit dirty and a little bit things going on. It's rated R, so it's not for the kids. But they play a prank on this guy. They're like, you got to wear a bag on your head. The girl that you're going to go meet, she's going to be wearing a bag on her head too, and you guys are going to fall in love and this, that, and the other thing. So all the lights are out, and he leads the group leads this guy to the car, and stuff goes on in the car. The lights turn on, and it ends up being his twin sister. So the guy's traumatized, and he ends up becoming a killer, you know. And so they're going back to their reunion, and people at the reunion are starting to get killed in funny ways, you know. So it's kind of a sick, distorted comedy, dark, funny. It was enjoyable. I gotta tell you, I watched it. And I was like, I don't regret watching it, and it was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. It had some funny scenes in it. It had that 80s feel about it. I got nothing really bad to say about it. I don't think it was too long. It had an ending. The characters were... they were all right. The only... the guy that played... not Bluto. Bluto was John... not Bluto. The other guy, wasn't Otta. Flounder. The guy that played Flounder in Animal House. He's in this. He's the only National Lampoon's guy that I knew from this movie. And he's probably like the one that was least popular in the Animal House movie. But he was in this. So it's like you see him again, you're like, okay, well, I understand now it's a National Lampoon. Kind of like what they did with American Pie with Eugene Levy. Like, you know, it's like the original cast doesn't want to do this anymore. So we're going to release a whole pile of American Pie movies, and we're going to call them American Pie Presents. And then the only guy we're going to get is Eugene Levy, because he's not doing anything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I get from that. I mean, were the American Pie movies okay? They're okay, but they're not as good as the American Pie 1 and 2 and 3 and the reunion. The reunion itself was kind of like, already you could tell that the franchise was starting to drop a little bit. It wasn't as funny as Part 1 and Part 2. So I would say if I was going to rank them, it would be Part 1, Part 2, and then Part 3 was the wedding one, and it was decent. But so the Lampoons did the same thing with this, and they released this class reunion movie. And like I said, this isn't a Animal House. This isn't a vacation. You're not gonna laugh your head off, But it is definitely for the price I paid. Let's see, it was $1.50 because this was the yellow tag, and it was worth a watch. So National Lampoons class reunion. All right, and the last thing I picked up from our local Savers, I paid 49 cents for this. 49 cents. You can't buy anything for 49 cents nowadays. You can't even buy a pack of gum for 49 cents. I remember back in the day, my grandmother would give me $1, and she'd be like, go out and buy yourself something nice. And I'm like, what am I going to buy for $1? I can't buy nothing for $1. You can't even buy something at the Dollar Tree for $1 because there's tax on it, okay? But back in the day, Grandma would reach into her little pockets there, and then because Grandma's always cold, and she always got the thing on there, and we go visit her, and I don't even know why we're visiting her because she was really angry and mean all the time, but that's okay because every once in a while she'd be like, here, have $1 and go buy yourself something nice. But the cool thing about it was Grandma started getting Alzheimer's, okay? Maybe it's not a cool thing, and if anybody has, no offense to anybody who has Alzheimer's, but my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and she would forget that she gave me $1. And I was young. I was young at the time. So she'd be like, here's $1. Go buy something nice. And I'm like, I can't buy something nice with $1. I can't even buy a pack of cards with $1. I can't even buy a pack of bubble gum with $1. What am I gonna do with $1? But then 10 minutes later, she'd be like, here's $1. Go buy something nice. And this would go on while we were visiting. By the time we ended up leaving, I had like $20 in my pocket. Then I could buy something nice. But then at the end, my father would be like, leave that on the thing there, give that back to your grandmother. I'm like, but she gave it to me, told me to buy something nice. I mean, what's your game? You know what I mean? It's like, that was crazy. My father was there borrowing money from her anyway. I mean, so you're upset with me because she gave me money and told me to go buy something nice, but you borrowed money from her. I was very confused at this young age, and totally could have bought something nice with the money I had in my pocket after I left, and she clearly gave it to me. It was for me. She's like, here, go buy something nice. 20 hand of dollars later, I'm buying something nice. To this day, I still have a hard time with that. Maybe the right thing would have been to give back the money because she was sick, and that's the right thing. Okay, so that would be the right thing to do. And maybe I was not maybe I was wrong. I was wrong. I was just a rotten little kid. But hey, I was like 7. You know what I mean? 7, 8 years old. I mean, your grandmother gives you $1. You don't know that there's something wrong with her. I don't know. Maybe I was a little bit older. Whatever the case is. Wow, what was my point? You can't buy anything for 49 cents. That's what it is. But I bought this, and this brought back a ton of memories. And that's why I bought it. This is strictly for the memories because I do not even have a VCR hooked up. And this is The Life of Brian, 49 cents, VHS tape in the clamshell case. Now, wait a minute. Wait, people. Wait, hold on a second, people. If you are a collector of movies, if you love physical media, only you would appreciate the clamshell cased movie. Oh my gosh, if you went into the video store back in the day and you saw this on the shelf and you touched it, the movies were never in the case. The movies were behind the case in the slip cover of whatever company it was, whether it be West Coast Video or South Coast Video or whatever it is. But the cover was there, and this was the cover. Now, it still has the look, 204. That's probably like the lane number or the number where this thing was placed or whatever it was. It's got the number 204 on the side. I mean, this was sold later on at, wait, what's it say over here? It's got the little comedy sticker on. When you went to the comedy section, so they would know where to put this movie later on when they were all done with it. And the seal, look at the seal on the side. Remember every single one of these clamshells had this little seal that you had to cut in order to open up. Wait. Oh, yeah.
I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Look at that, 50 cents charge. I love it. 50 cents charge if tape is not rewound. Be kind, rewind. Look at that. It's even got the cool little rewind this thing, or we're gonna charge you 50 cents. And look at this. I have not touched this. I bought it. Whoever it is didn't rewind it. So I say we all gather together and we find this bugger and we get the 50 cents. No. Memories. This I saw this on the shelf. Life of Brian. As far as Monty Python movies go, it's the top 2 Monty Python movies. There's a Holy Grail, and then there's Life of Brian, and then there's everything else. That's the way I feel about that. You can totally disagree with me, but it's to me Holy Grail, Life of Brian, everything else. All right. I just had to get it. I had to get it for 49 cents, and it has all of those cool little stickers and stuff from the rental store, and it just the floodgates of memories just flowed, man. I was like, whew. I remember going into 101 different video stores and seeing this thing on the shelf and asking my father if we could rent it. Could we rent The Life of Brian? He's like, no, you can't rent The Life of Brian because it's not a good movie for kids. And he was right. It was kind of odd coming from a man that forced me to watch Clockwork Orange. That this was not a good movie for kids. Why? Because it has full frontal nudity of a man. Like, I haven't seen that before. But, yeah, this is not a kid's movie. It's a Monty Python movie, and most Monty Python movies are not kids' movies. But it wasn't so much for the movie. If this was anything else, I probably would have picked up to it. Just for the stickers and the nostalgic feel for it. This is going to go downstairs on a shelf, put on a shelf. And I'm not going to buy a whole pile of them. I just wanted to have I would love to get a original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory one in the clamshell case. The original one that I used to beg my father to rent every single time when we went to the video store. Because that was the one. That movie was the movie that I would rent the most. Absolutely, hands down, I rented that the most, was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Loved that movie as a kid. Watched it over and over and over again. Every time we went to the rental store, I didn't care what my father was getting. He's getting Scarface. He's getting all these movies, Untouchables. And I was like, I'll go with you. We'll go for a ride. We'll go get whatever movies you want to get as long as we leave there with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't care. That's what this reminded me of when I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, 49 cents. This is just part of history. I don't need a ton of parts of history, so I'm not going to start collecting VHSs because I don't even have a VHS player hooked up. I have what I call the VHS player graveyard. I got like 15 VHS players that I don't even know if they work anymore, but I just can't see myself potting with them because I feel like eventually I'm going to watch a VHS, even though I sold almost every single VHS I have. The only thing I have is like a couple of family VHSs, which my daughter drives me crazy that she wants to see all the time, but I can't figure out how to upgrade them into a DVD quality. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually today. But what did I even just say? I got to put subtitles on this thing. I'll figure that out eventually today. That's what I think I just said. I'll figure that out. I think what I wanted to say is I will figure that out on another day. So yeah, for 49 cents, I had to pick it up. I had to pick it up. I had to relive my childhood memories of physical media and the love I had for video stores and the smell of the video store and the look of the video store and the sounds of the video store. And they always had like that one movie playing. They had like one TV, and it was the old TVs back in the day, and there'd be something playing up there, and you're like, what is that that's playing? And then they're like, oh, can I get a copy of that? No, we don't have any more in stock. Well, you're playing one. Can you take it out and give it to me? No, that's just for the store use only. Why are you teasing people then? Okay, why are you putting a movie up there that I want to see? And then I want to see Harriet the Spy. I mean, why you get to watch Harriet the Spy and I can't watch Harriet the Spy at home? Because you got one copy and you're playing it right now. Anyway, with that said, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you later.